so they know each other's styles, but just better players now.
Incredible level of mutual respect between those two men that we'll talk about as the afternoon goes on. So Davidson in red with possession. At-large bid out of the Atlantic 10 Conference, regular season champs in the A-10. That one off the hands of Gibb. Mike, but they have not won in this tournament in 14 years, since 2001. Will this be the year that they finally break through?
Right, and they're going to have to defend outside in because of Davidson's style, and you can see hardly anybody in the lane area, a lot of passing, and they really know how to deliver the ball to open shooters at the correct time.
Gibbs trying to thread the needle.
Fran McCaffrey, they usually play at an average tempo, but he said he's not afraid to run with Davidson in this game.
This is Brian Sullivan, the junior out of Upper Arlington, Ohio. Inside, Kalinowski turned back. Loose ball, Barham, he misses the little chippy.
Part of this team and its offense, and getting healthy at the right time, getting rid of that sleeve.
We saw the 12 conference wins for Iowa, most for them in a season since '96-'97.
And they were, as you talked about, they were sitting at 6-6 in conference at one point, and really looking their tournament resume really shaky, but won those 6 games at the end of the season in a row.
There's Peyton Aldridge. This was a Davidson team that was picked to finish 12th of 14 teams in their first season in the A-10. Won the conference in the regular season, as finally Davidson gets into the board. Peyton. And now the Wildcats showing some life. This is Gibbs. Checked by Gazelle. Inside, Kalinowski moving without the basketball. Jock, who just ended up holding on to that starting job for the rest of the season.
Right, and you know, it's fair. The first game of the UNI and Wyoming, every possession there was a premium to it. A big lead against Davidson can evaporate in a hurry because of the way of their ability to score.
Kalinowski again cutting to the rack. Chance at a 3-point. First time that Davidson has been in the NCAA tournament as an at-large bid. All those previous appearances, there's the auto bid when they were in the Southern Conference under Bob Mckillop. Long 3 from Sullivan is short, and the rebound taken Brim. Now, if you've just joined us, this is a Davidson team that was 6th in the country in scoring during the season, just under 80 points. You look up, just 10 as they hit on a 3. Bronson paid for it.
Yeah, great screen up top, way too easy. The direct pass for the dunk on under out of bounds.
Jack Gibbs, hesitation. Northern Illinois was able to fight his way through. A young man who set a goal for himself before the season to be the 6th man of the year in the Big Ten. Achieved that goal. Trying to help Iowa advance here in the NCAA tournament. Peyton Aldridge.
A lot of people might not have heard about him, but Bob Mckillop knows who he is.
Here's Sullivan, stops on a dime, and a weak side rebound cleared to play. Little leaner, tough shot by Gibbs. Offensive, suddenly Iowa's lead at 7.
What versatility. I mean, the ability to not only hit the jump shot, but work the post.
Aldridge right down. Caffrey's wife Margaret, their son Patrick, who's celebrating his 15th birthday today. We heard about his story earlier from Jamie. Living and dying with every sequence up the floor. Sullivan. Backdoor cut. Aldridge to the rack. And here comes Davidson. Points.
Well, if I'm Iowa, I got to try to recognize who Kalinowski is guarding. And it was Utah that the last time, so try to post him up.
Jack Gibbs, who
aside from Gazelle, I mean, it's really stark in contrast how much longer and taller each player is at every position.
Sullivan. Anthony Clemens sustained an ankle injury and never relinquished that starting position. First points of the second half for Jack. Told you about Gazelle shedding that sleeve that he'd been wearing to protect the left elbow that he hurt in mid-February. How about that friendly bounce? Clears. Inside, nice dish. Sullivan dropping it down. as suddenly Iowa's point guard coming alive.
Well, it's not the play, it's who runs the play. And when Aaron White is in a pick and roll or a pick and pop, it gives the other guy a really good look.
Whistle. Second half, he has scored their last 13 points. It's a 21-point Iowa lead.
They're 21 of 42 from 2-point range, and they've equaled Davidson for 3. Now have one less. But if they could have,
and you see the shooting from Davidson. Mike, they closed the first half very strongly as Barham. Nice cut to the rim. Mike, it was interesting. Davidson's best run of the game came when Kalinowski was on the bench. Since he's been back, and in the second half, it's been all Iowa. Good looking shot, Peyton Aldrich. One motion. What hasn't he done tonight?
yeah, playing with an open post just opens up cutting lanes. Got a great screen out front.
Nice find inside. Barham with a hard.
Is already over their per game average.
In the year of college basketball where scoring was down, Davidson, a throwback, nearly 80 points per game. As Watkins misses everything on a 3.